Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Time Rust Brain Trust podcast. I am your host, Nathan. With me, as always, the Brain Trust team, Marquise and Eli.
Yo, yo.
Episode 2!
Nice. So, let's just go right into it, because it's going to be a big week for us. Marquise, why don't we start with news? You got something for me?
Alright, yeah, I got a few things. More Guardians of the Galaxy news. Jason Momoa of Stargate Atlantis fame. And what was he in? He was in Conan, right? He was the Conan guy.
He was the new Conan. He was in Bullet to the Head recently. And a lot of people recognize him from Game of Thrones Season 1.
Or Baywatch Hawaii.
I don't recognize
He doesn't want to
him
talk
from
about that, though.
Dude, don't talk about Baywatch Hawaii.
Dude, Baywatch Hawaii has some hot chicks. I'm sorry.
Well, hopefully all Baywatch had hot chicks.
Yeah, but they had the Australian chick with the just the accent. Anyway,
she was Australian.
we're digressing.
All right.
Wow.
So, all right.
Off
What
track
about
immediately.
let's talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so yeah, it is rumored that he has been offered the role of Drax the Destroyer. Drax he was a human guy who was killed by Thanos, aka, if you don't know who Thanos is, he's the Avengers #2 big bad.
Purple face guy,
Yes,
guy
sir.
at the end of Avengers #1.
if you stayed that
So
long.
he was killed by Thanos, and he was revived by the spirit of eternity into this super powerful alien, and now he's running with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Which makes this, if he accepts the role, it'll be Drax, and now Star-Lord Peter Quill will be played by Chris Pratt. So we're starting to get the Guardians together. That's big news for for Marvel, at least. You know, their movie franchise is going along. Mark Hamill is reportedly in talks. He said he's in talks with Disney / LucasArts for Star Wars Episode 7. They reprised his role as the legendary Luke Skywalker. Episode 7, I think 7, 8, and 9 will revolve around the Skywalker solo kids. Harrison Ford is already signed on for 7, at least. With Hamill in talks, you gotta believe that Carrie Fisher's not too far behind.
It's not like she's doing anything.
Yeah.
Eating cookies.
Aww.
Well.
Is she doing the Aptivia or whatever, for poo?
No.
Activia?
That's Jamie Lee
that's-
Curtis.
yeah.
Well, I
that's
didn't know if she
No,
was
I
in
don't
on that
think-
too.
Oh, no.
Maybe
I don't
Weight
think she is.
Watchers. I don't
That's
know.
I
Jamie
don't
Lee
think so.
Curtis, but okay.
Thought she was
I'm just
fun.
saying, Carrie Fisher got a little heavy.
They
she's
all
like,
got a little heavy, but
she's
that's,
like 60 though, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're about the newer episodes are going to be about the Skywalker kids. We don't know if they're going to be older kids. I would figure they're going to be like older kids, and they're going to take off from where the books will take off, where one's a bad guy, one's a Sith Lord, and they're going to fight. So we'll see. I think it's going to be good. It's going to draw old fans in. DC's announced the new Green Lantern writing team. It'll be writer Robert Venditti, X-O Man of War, Demon Knights, and Billy Tan. They'll be rocking out Green Lantern. Billy Tan's released some art. DC and Billy Tan released art that has Hal Jordan. It has Guy Gardner, Jon Stewart, White Lantern, Kyle Rayner, Star Sapphire. But missing is the new GL in the Justice League of America, Simon Baz, the Muslim American guy. So I guess he's not going to be in that book per se just yet. He's going to be more focused in the Justice League book. Let's see what else. There is also Joshua Hale Thikinov. Am I pronouncing his name right? I feel bad if I don't. He'll be penning Red Lanterns and Green Lantern Corps, respectively. So he's doing both books. And then what the thing? Oh, and Keith Giffen will be doing and Scott Collins will be doing Larfleeze. The Orange Lantern's getting his book. I don't know why. He's a stupid character, but they're giving him his own book. DC.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Hey, DC's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
DC has a legacy that is outstanding, but I'm not
DC
going to
has
say
Batman.
they're great. They have Batman, and I like the Flash. He runs fast. So what? I can't run fast. I think it's cool that he can run the speed of light, but I'm not going to endorse most of their characters because most of them are terrible.
But they have Batman.
They
Well,
have Batman.
speaking of the Batman, what a great segue. Greg Pak of Planet Hulk fame and Ja Lee before Watchmen, they'll be the new creative team on Batman Superman.
Oh, they're doing Batman.
They're doing
Superman?
Batman Superman. It's going
Nice.
just like it's going to be just like they're gonna
I will have
just
to
like
add
that one.
that to my pull list.
Exactly. It's going to be how they got together, in the new DC 52.
Nice.
And how they started working together, and eventually probably how they started the Justice League.
Nice.
So that's going to be great, and that's going to dive in a lot of new 52 history.
That's just what I needed. Another $4 out of my pocket every week.
Every week.
Every couple weeks, month, whatever. Comic books.
But you know what? I like it. I like Superman, Batman, and I'm happy that they're back together again, and we're going to find out more history. That's what a lot of fans have been worried about, is the history of the DCU, the new DCU.
Yeah.
So
It doesn't have any.
Exactly, and
Well, because they just jumped in. Like, I was certainly under the impression that when they started the New 52, it was going to be, hey, let's start over to bring everybody up to speed. But they just jumped in the middle of a story on most of the stuff.
Yeah, I thought they were going to
Like-
year one, everyone.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
no, because DC likes to confuse people.
But they just jumped right in the middle of something like, hey, you should already know all this stuff. Oh, but this is issue 1. Why should I know all this stuff?
Thank you,
Like,
Jeff Johns, Dan DiDio, and Grant Morrison for
I've
confusing
enjoyed it
us.
all. I've enjoyed it all except for Superman. But,
No one likes Superman.
No one likes Superman.
dude,
Aw.
Okay, but
Man of Steel looks good, though.
Speaking
Anyways.
of Superman, another awesome segue by Eli. Superman Unbound, the DVD comes out May 7th.
I got mine
that's-
pre-ordered.
That's with Superman battling Brainiac. But inside the DVD, they have a special featurette on the newest DC animated movie, Flashpoint, which leads to the new DCU.
It's interesting they're actually going to do a Flashpoint animated film. I find that interesting. I mean, yeah, it's great.
It's a good thing to do a film of, I think.
yeah.
Will it be in 2 parts? Because you got. They did it with
two-part Batman.
2-part Batman, exactly.
I'm waiting for a box set for that on Blu-ray.
I didn't, just because.
I hear the second one's way
Batman.
better. I hear the second one's better.
The first one was okay.
The first one.
I heard the second one was way more action. My final bit of news, I guess I can say news for the day. Nick Spencer will be co-writing the core Avengers book with Jonathan Hickman, starting it with issue 12. Jonathan Hickman's got a lot of stuff on his plate right now.
Dude's a good writer.
With not just writing the Avengers and the new Avengers, he's also got his creator-owned books. And he's also penning the big Avengers crossover, Infinity, which is very hush-hush right now. But somewhat Thanos is involved. They're pushing that big Thanos push. Get a lot of that.
They have to do that for Phase 2 of the movies. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that's how it's going to be. I do have a question. What about, was it Hickman did the S.H.I.E.L.D. Architects of Tomorrow?
Yes.
And then they had a second book coming out. Did they finish that miniseries, that second miniseries? The Human Machine, I think is what they were calling it.
I believe they have, or it's like, or in hiatus. Either they finished it or it's in some kind of limbo right now. Because he's like their number 2 right now, so they're going to have him cranking out books.
That
They're going to have him cranking out books, and so books like that takes time and
is so good. Like,
yes,
I'm reading it,
but
this is amazing.
But it's so deep in the story, and they're touching on a lot of stuff now, especially in Red She-Hulk. They're touching on a lot of that Shield-esque, like old school ancient Shield stuff.
Which does tie in really well to modern S.H.I.E.L.D. I was surprised. I was like, this is stupid. Oh, wait, this is awesome. Never mind.
Yeah, because it rocked out in Secret Warriors. If you haven't read Secret Warriors, please go pick up Secret Warriors.
Secret Warriors Omnibus right now, about $63 on Amazon. Buy it for me, and I'll give you the singles.
That book is amazing. I loved it and run, and I kind of can't wait for Phobos to come back.
Dude, well, I was gonna say kind of.
The gods don't die forever.
Dude, that was kind of
It's the
plot
it
thing?
is
All
it
right.
is the
All right.
a spoiler alert. If you haven't picked this book up, it's been out for years. You're slacking. 2, yeah, no one stays dead forever.
Yeah.
No one.
And Phobos was becoming so awesome.
Yeah.
Especially at the end. Holy crap. Alright, now I'm just missing out. And then, did you want to go ahead and give the WWE news?
Oh yeah, I guess we can do that now.
Because as soon as you finish with that, we're going into what Eli's got.
Yeah,
The
so
WWE news is pretty silly.
It's funny.
oh, it's funny because late Tuesday night, WWE superstar Jack Swagger was arrested in Biloxi, in Mississippi, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was pulled over for driving under the influence and possession of marijuana. The story broke on TMZ late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning. You gotta believe the WWE is furious, but they released an official statement saying that I'm not gonna quote it, but it was paraphrased like they were saying like Mr. Swagger is responsible for his own personal issues and stuff. We all know that Vince and Triple H and Stephanie don't play. They don't play when it comes to drugs. Just like Evan Bourne and R-Truth, they don't play with that kind of crap.
Yeah.
So
R-Truth was gone for how long?
Yeah.
Like 3 months, 4 months?
and Evan Bourne got endeavored for a while. I don't know if he's back yet, but he got endeavored. So yeah, they don't play with that crap. And thing is with Swagger, he just got championship. He's got a championship push.
And we were talking about maybe at WrestleMania, maybe it's not going to go the way he wants. Maybe he's going to win because the bad guy should win. But then the uber bad guy, Dolph Ziggler, the show-off, the super heel, he really is an awesome wrestler, though. He really, really can wrestle. He's going to probably cash in his money in the bank.
I just think Dolph Ziggler's boring.
Okay, but the thing, I've seen him live several times,
Yeah.
and that guy knows what he's doing. He gets the crowd riled up. He actually can move in the ring. He's like pure athlete, and that's why I find him impressive.
I guess it's just his character. His character's boring. And
Would you rather him be the cheerleader?
his talk's not that great.
Yeah, he used to be one of the cheerleaders.
He used to be one of
Did
the
you
Spirit
watch-
Squad members.
Did you watch that
No, I
back in
didn't
the
see
day?
that.
Nikki!
Yeah, they had 5. This is before NXT. It was still OVW back then, right? They were doing
Yeah,
OVW.
we're just phasing out of OVW into FCW.
And they had 5 guys, rookies, that are like, hey, we need you to come up and, be beaten up by DX for, 6 months?
Yeah, 6 months to about a year.
And then if you rise to the top, then we'll get you a job, full-time. How many did that? 2? And then 1 got fired immediately?
And he lost a lot of weight. He cut weight for a while.
What, not Swagger, but Ziggler?
Yeah, he got chiseled. He came back ripped.
Can anyone remember the name of the other one?
Dykstra. Yes, and here's why. I have a
Dykstra.
I have a quick Kenny Dykstra story. A friend of mine and I went to an event in Pittsburgh. It was a SmackDown event, and he was there. And we sat right next to the ramp. So he had lost a match, and he was walking up the ramp, and we looked like, let's mess with him. So we go, hey, Kenny. He looks over at us. We go, Spirit Fingers. And we did the Spirit Fingers. He got mad and stomped off the ramp. It was the greatest thing because we made him break character. He wasn't a cheerleader at the time.
Yeah.
He was just trying to be Kenny Dykstra. It was great. I felt happy.
That's funny.
He should have just embraced it because that's how he got into this business.
Yeah.
Or that's how he got to the big stage.
Yeah, you don't abandon that stuff if that's what makes you big.
The funny thing was he was the leader of the Spirit Squad. And he had this awesome jackknife leg drop kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where he had his leg back and then he'd kick it out real quick, a little karate deal. I liked it. Anyways, because we need more leg drops in wrestling. Leg drops. All right, let's take it to Eli. Eli, bring us the greatest thing ever for yesterday. The greatest thing since last February when someone dropped not so great news. I kind of killed the momentum there. So,
What?
all right. So
What
what's going
could this ever be?
on? I don't know. I haven't paid attention to anything this week.
So, the PS4 is a thing.
Who'da thunk?
I know, right? It's real crazy that they called it the PS4. No one saw that coming.
That's just sheer laziness on Sony's part.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Basically, I am really impressed with the way that Sony has unveiled this. Normally, I am disappointed by Sony because they tend to do a lot of flashy stuff and not really have a lot of substance to it. But with this announcement, they really thought it out and said, "What can we get people hyped about our new system?" Yes, they can. I know you guys. Did either of you get a chance to catch a little bit of it?
Well, I didn't watch it, but Marquise and I both read the Cliff Notes. Like,
Yeah.
we sat there. Like, I went to Joystick and just read their notes on it.
Yeah, and I went
Yeah.
to IGN and read their notes on it, and I got the Cliff Notes version.
And, you know, I haven't really checked out a lot of the video, but
It was really nice the way they presented it. Like, they started off, just like you would expect. They announced the name of it right off the bat. They talked a little bit about the Vita. They didn't announce a price drop because it's not coming for the United States. The United States is not getting a price drop as of like today. They're not. For some reason, Japan gets a $100 price cut almost on the 3G model, and we get nothing.
Because Sony's
because they don't want to sell them. They want them to sit on store shelves. But they first went into the architecture of the new system. Excuse me. It's going to be a lot more like a PC. And so that makes it a little bit easier for developers to really get in there and unlock its full potential out of the gate instead of, slowly learning this very specific architecture over the course of a long period of time. It's going to have really, really crazy stats. I've got the actual stats from Sony here. They are going to have a x86 64-bit AMD Jaguar 8-core processor.
dang.
It's, really crazy. The GPU on it is going to be a next-generation Radeon-based graphics engine, which is capable of 1.84 teraflops.
Dang.
Which is a lot. And it's going to have, of course, a built-in hard drive. They're not doing solid-state, I don't think, because the graphic that they used was like a literal hard drive when they announced that. So, I mean, they want a large amount of storage. I'm thinking it might be the first terabyte system. I think that's where they kind of have to go because they want so much digital distribution.
I could see that.
Like, they've got some out that are 500 gigs.
I can see both systems being a terabyte.
Yeah,
the new Microsoft system.
That's the cheapest hard drive you can get right now is a terabyte hard drive, because that's what they make the most of.
Or everything goes cloud. Everything.
Yeah, but you're
I'm just saying that's the other option.
So you're not going to download any games. Just all the arcade type games or all the PlayStation Network type games. They're just going to be in the cloud streaming games.
Everything's online forever.
I don't think so. I don't think that's where it's going to go. Now they do have one of the most interesting things that I thought they announced. There's actually going to be a secondary processor, a secondary CPU, that's going to be used to process all the background stuff, like your background downloads, and if you're sharing something or streaming online and you're doing an upload of that content on the backside, that's going to be pushed off to that secondary processor so it doesn't affect the gameplay. And they've always got a constant, dedicated CPU for all that stuff.
Okay, first off, how many the cell processor? I want to clarify some things. The cell processor in the PlayStation 3, how many cores did it have? Was it 7?
I think it was 8, but it was a different kind of 8.
I know they did some weird stuff with it.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's been a long time since I even thought about specs for a PlayStation 3.
The reason I brought that up is because instead of dedicating a core, like they could have done with the
Yeah,
PlayStation 3.
yeah.
This is an entire...
It's an entire
processor.
CPU. Now, it's not a powerful one.
Oh, no.
It's more of a basic one, but it's going to be enough to take that load off of the main system.
It could be what's in my phone right now and handle this.
Yeah. Now, perhaps the biggest component of the new PlayStation is the fact that it's going to have 8 gigs of GDDR5 RAM. That's crazy. That's so much more RAM than any console has right now. I think it had the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox has like 256 megs of RAM.
Yeah.
It's super low. Like, so this is gonna that right there guarantees that you're gonna have crazier stuff happening on this system. I was really impressed with the types of announcements that they were making. I like the new controller. I was skeptical at first, but after them explaining it and why they've made the decisions they did with it, I think that the light bar on top is a cool idea. It makes it easier for the system to assign which controller port you are, which player you're going to be, and it makes it a little bit more interesting. It adds a little bit of a gadget factor to it.
Well, I mean, is it basically like a mini Kinect?
Well, see, that's the
Kind of.
thing. The camera, they did show a camera peripheral. It's the new PlayStation Eye, I guess, but it has two. It's a stereoscopic camera, so it has two. It's not like the Kinect, because the Kinect is shooting out lasers at you.
Well, yeah.
To track you.
No, this is an
But
actual camera.
this is actual, just a stereoscopic camera. And that is going to allow them to track better. I mean, the PlayStation Move already tracks amazing. Like, it's the most accurate motion controller there is.
It is.
Like, it's way more accurate than even the Kinect, just because it's the way it works.
Let's be clear. This is my opinion. You've got the Kinect at 3. Wii Motion Plus 2.
No.
You think that the Kinect tracks better than the Wii Motion Plus?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, because the Wii Motion Plus is still just waggle. Like, even though
Yeah, it is.
even though it is a little bit better at tracking stuff, it's still not the kind of fidelity and stuff that you're doing with the Kinect. So I think it's still Wii, Kinect, Move.
Okay. And you know what? I'm excited that there's a buzz in the video game world again for a new console.
Absolutely.
And I'm happy that it's so powerful.
The last time anybody was hyped about this kind of stuff was 2004 at E3 when they announced when they announced the PS3.
But me
and
being
stuff.
an Xbox person and knowing that Microsoft is a PC company, you gotta think their junk is. They're gonna come out with something that either going to equal to or maybe even better than.
Yeah, but Microsoft's not a hardware manufacturer. They write operating systems and software. That's it.
Yeah. Well, they have started getting into building.
But they're still what is it? They're going out and getting the parts for from other people.
They're not. They're not really doing their own stuff. And I mean, neither Sony. Yeah, they make hardware. They make laptops. They make computers. Whatever. But the step that they're taking is likely going to be the same step that Microsoft will take, and it's just going to be structured. I mean, the Xbox was already kind of structured like a PC, and that's why people had an easy time working with it.
Well, remember, it is the DirectX box. Like, you were just working with DirectX.
Yeah.
So it was much easier to build on the Xbox.
Yeah, absolutely. But they are going to end up going in the same route, and it's just going to be. It's a question of, are they going to react to what Sony has announced and beef up their system a little bit better, or are they just going to continue to compete with the service side of it and just announce a bunch more services?
Yeah,
that's a crazy thing.
They do kill a service. I gotta admit,
That's
Microsoft kills a service.
That's something that'll come in the next couple months, but
that's one of the reasons I didn't buy a PS3, because I wasn't impressed with PS3 service. I'm a big service person. I want to be taken care of.
See, their service, though, has gotten amazing because they have the PlayStation Plus, which is a ridiculous service. Like, you get all kinds of crazy good free games.
Yeah.
And, like, all the time, they're adding all kinds of great discounts, like, way better discounts than what Microsoft does on Xbox Live.
Yeah.
You don't have to sit and look at ads while you're flipping through your cross-media bar to play a game or to go to Netflix. The only place that you see ads is if you're in the store, and even then they're minimal.
But see,
and they're for games.
I like having ads. I like saying, hey, you know what, that's coming out. You might be interested in that. Oh, you might be interested in this. Ads are a part of today's society. Ads are a part of the internet.
They are.
I mean...
But at the same token, like, when an ad takes up more real estate than the game that I want to play, like the icon for the game that I want to play, that's kind of silly.
The ad has to take up more real estate in the game itself. You're not going to play the game because, freaking Forza 2's got a car in it that has, promoting this, or Saints Row 3's got a big Activision, whatever, I mean... Come on now.
Yeah, that's different, though. That stuff doesn't really take you out of it because it's just a billboard or something. They put that in there, and it works. But anyway, some of the other cool features about the way they've tweaked the new DualShock 4 controller, they've improved the analog sticks. They've enhanced the rumble, so it's more rumbly.
It's DualShock.
It's more rumbly.
No, it's a DualShock with...
It's got a touchscreen on it.
Touchpad.
A touchpad. It's basically, the way I think is, it's going to be like the rear touch
on the Vita.
It's going to be that kind of touch.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
But that's fine. I mean, you're not going to be using it for all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm sure you'll just be you can use it to swipe across the menu or
kind of like Silverlight
to share something. It's not going to.
With Silverlight with Microsoft, they've got the. You can take the Microsoft Surface and then you can be like, okay, look at the Halo map, and you can go, okay, here's...
Yeah, that's what I see it for. I see it for, like, using real intuitive controls to pinch and zoom maps and stuff in your game, to scroll through text on the PlayStation Store.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, to use as a mouse on websites.
Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but in, like, was it South Korea, China, well, I think mostly South Korea, maybe Japan, they would have something similar... in their phones, where you didn't have like a texting thing, you just had this little door that popped open, and it came with a stylus, and then you would write the character.
Yeah, for them to do the katakana.
So you could do something like that on it, and I'm thinking, what if you had if it's what do you call it? Help me here. Like touchscreens, it's feels your finger and the electricity from your finger.
Haptic touch or
no,
not haptic. Haptic when it when it rumbles.
But when
capacitive touch.
There you go. If it's a capacitive touch, then you could grab a capacitive stylus.
Yeah.
And you could actually use that as a drawing tool and go crazy. I mean, how awesome would that be? Like, we talk about the wrestling games on here, and what was it? People like to they give you a whole thing where you can make your own logos and stuff.
Yeah.
How awesome would it be if not only with logos but with like characters in new games?
Yeah.
You could actually sit there and like draw stuff.
There's a lot of really cool things that can be done with it. I mean, ultimately that's going to be up to the developers, but
I don't hate the touchpad. I just hate the look of it. The controller. I think it's hideous.
And I think that's mainly just because you've never liked the PlayStation controller, though.
Which I've used many times over the course of, what,
But you've just never been a fan
years.
of the PlayStation controller, and that's...
No, I wish they had just taken... Actually, I just like the 360 controller. Like
I like the 360 controller a lot.
When I first got it, I was like,
but
this
still,
is a great controller.
the best controller I've ever had was the Duke. Regular Xbox. The Duke. Number one controller in my book.
I did like the Duke. Before that generation, my favorite controller was the 6-button Sega Genesis controller.
I agree.
That
I 100% agree. The 6-button Genesis pad was the best controller before the Duke.
Yeah, you know what? I'm happy for Sony. I'm happy there's buzz. Now, I was a Sony guy, and got converted to my Xbox. It's going to take a lot for me to really get invested in this and put down shell out the cash for this thing. If they've got a real... If they gave me Kingdom Hearts 3, I might consider buying a PS4.
By the time they actually finish Kingdom Hearts, it'll be a VR game. You're going to jab something in your neck, and then suddenly you and Mickey are hanging out.
I just want it done.
Nah.
Is that so difficult?
Well,
they came out with spin-off after spin-off after spin. I want it ended.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
You're going to be sitting in a chair, and then you're going to be like, I know Firaga.
That'd be awesome.
But here's the real reason why they haven't made it. They keep buying franchises, and they're like, "Well, we got to add this, and we got to add Star Wars."
I think we
gotta
might
add
see
Marvel.
a Kingdom Hearts 3 announcement at E3. Perhaps.
That would be beast.
Now-
A Marvel-based world in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Because you know Square Enix isn't
I
just
mean-
working on one or two things. They've got a bunch of teams.
Remember how in Red Dead Revolver they had the Mexico area that seemed kind of pointless and took you out of the main story,
Yeah.
but it was a big chunk of the game.
It was a lot of stuff.
What if the Marvel Universe was Mexico for Kingdom Hearts 3? We're just hanging out in that, you know? I would love that. But anyways, let's talk more about what it has, and then we're going to talk about what it doesn't have, what wasn't said, that sort of thing here in a little bit.
Headphone jack on the controller. That's kind of interesting. Like, what would you use that for? Like, is that going to transmit sound from your game so you can just plug in, like, your iPod headphones to your controller and...
You know, if I could do that and not have to buy a $70 pair of headphones, so that I have to simulate...
Or is it going to be...
blah, blah, blah.
Is it going to be just for, like, a chat mic to plug in, like the Xbox
I
controller?
think it's gonna be like a chat mic for the Xbox controller.
Like, it's weird.
That way
There's
you
also...
you can buy a Turtle Beach gear or whatever.
Yeah,
to get
there was
that.
some kind of other port right beside it. I don't remember what they called that, and it's not listed on here.
It's got Bluetooth, right?
Oh, the controller runs on Bluetooth, I'm sure. I mean, I don't know why they would move away from that. It works fine. I don't know why they would change that, and it's easy to pair stuff with it. Because you don't have to hit a sync button, and that's great.
Yay.
The games in the trailers that they showed. Let's talk about that a little bit. The David Perry came out and talked. He's actually the system architect, and you may know him from Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I remember that name.
That's the Crash Bandicoot guy, Dave Perry. He came out and announced Knack, which is a physics-based hero action combat weird platformer game. It looked interesting. He showed off a tech demo of them dropping like a bunch of physics objects into this environment and how the CPU could process all that all at once. It was impressive from a technical standpoint because physics simulations like are really tough and like it handled it. So I mean, like, and this physics, like the character in this game is going to be made up of all these little parts, and he can kind of explode and the parts will go everywhere, or he can like kind of gather up all the parts and become a big looking dude to crush dudes with, and it looked fun. I mean, it had a real cartoony style, and it looked like it might have been in-engine, all the stuff they were showing. And it looked really cool. Like, I don't know, it just looked like a fun game. I like games that are games.
Particles!
Yeah, it looked fun.
Particles everywhere.
Are we getting Crash Bandicoot?
Aww.
You know, I would
would
pay
good. I would pay good money for a Crash Bandicoot.
I would pay good money for a David Perry Crash Bandicoot game in the style of Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, or 3.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Those games were beasts.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, I love Crash Bandicoot.
Those games are amazing.
That was one of the reasons why I got a PlayStation.
I think you guys have the nostalgia glasses on.
No, I still play Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3.
Crash Bandicoot was awesome.
I still play those games, and they're still great.
Just like the first Spyro games. The first Spyro games were amazing.
Yep.
I totally disagree with that, but that's me. But then again, I don't like games that are
his nostalgia
too
glasses work backwards.
Okay. No, like, okay. Guardian Heroes. I'm looking at my Sega Saturn library right now. Guardian Heroes, great game. Then I looked at it on the Xbox Live version, and I was like, wow, the graphics are not nearly as good as I remember.
Yeah.
But it was still, the gameplay is still good. And then Dragon Force, outstanding.
When I look at games though, I don't look at the graphics. Because obviously the graphics aren't going to be good.
You gotta look at the gameplay.
I look at the gameplay, and then I'm like
you just remember how good the graphics were at the time. Like, man, I remember when this was out, I was like, wow, this looks awesome.
Well, it's just not what it was in my memory, because it wasn't as vibrant.
I was playing X-Men, the classic arcade X-Men. The graphics were crap.
Oh, yeah.
It was just fun to play.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's super.
That's
fun
what I
to play.
got with Crash. Crash Bandicoot is just a fun game to play, and I hope, praying to God, I get a Crash Bandicoot game, B a Papa Rapper game.
See, these are all things that
I'm
will
talking about
probably not happen.
Throwback Sony. I
you're
know.
picking like the most unlikely stuff to hope for, and you're going to be really disappointed.
I'm going for throwback Sony. I'm like, you know what? Throw us some
You're
old
going
school
to
as
be
a bone.
really, really sad.
What about a Legend of Dragoon?
Now, see, I almost kind of thought that that's what they were going to. That's kind of what that game was going for. That they showed. Who was it that was showing that? Was it
Capcom that had that one?
Yeah, it was Capcom that showed that one where the girl like summoned a No, that was the underground
I'm
one.
so sick of Capcom.
That was the dungeon crawl game.
You haven't even played Lost Planet 2 yet.
Yeah,
It might have been it was Square Enix was showing it. I'm pretty sure. It was just a really long cutscene, and this girl like summoned a dragon. I was kind of like, Panzer Dragoon.
Oh.
When they started flying off, but no, that wasn't going to happen. Guerrilla Games.
Okay.
They came out, and the first thing that came into my mind was, please don't say Killzone. Please don't say Killzone.
Killzone.
Please give us a new IP. Please do something cool and different. Like, you guys are a good studio. You have really nice artists. Like, they make really, really nice looking games.
When they get a chance to do that.
And then he starts talking about the people, and then he says invaders from Helgen. And I'm like,
is it Hell or is it?
But Helgasts, but he
The
says
planet's
invaders from Helgen, and I'm
Okay.
just like, oh, come on,
Dude.
like
Killzone is Sony's go-to shooter
I know
right
but,
now, and since the whole
but Killzone 3 was awful.
it's a go-to staple.
It looked nice, but it
people-
was awful.
Well, all right. I want to bring this up because other people have brought this up in the gaming community. Killzone 2 looked amazing.
Killzone 2 looked amazing,
and then the game was
and it was awful.
Not.
Killzone 1
Well, the Killzone
looked kind of interesting. It was awful.
The
Your dude could not jump.
No, it was terrible. The Killzone 2 was a video that came out at E3 like years before the actual game. Remember that?
Yeah.
Where it's like stuff's exploding.
That's the one. No, that's the one that came out. They announced that at E3 2004.
Yeah.
That was the video that got us crazy. I remember sitting in my friend's apartment. It was like, I don't know, it was super late, I think. Like, it had to be like 8 o'clock, because they had the press conferences later in the evening, because it was on the West Coast. And so the press conference was later in the evening. We're all sitting there huddled around the computer, trying to stream this stuff on crappy internet provided by our school. And we're all just sitting there huddled around this thing, like watching this live stream. It was like one of the first times that they ever live streamed this kind of stuff.
It was a big deal.
It was a huge deal. And that is probably one of my craziest like hype moments in video gaming, just because it was such a huge leap in technology from the previous generation.
Yeah.
It was so huge. And I'm kind of getting a little bit of that with this now. Like, because it's a big jump. Like, these games are finally, like, I think, going to look and play and have the kinds of, like, interactions within them that I have been waiting for, personally, because just the interesting things, like the real nerdy kind of stuff on the technical side that this new technology and the new power of the system is going to allow them to do, like physics, extra animations, like more robust AI, like all the real nerdy kind of stuff is what I'm really looking forward to in this generation. Like, graphics, yeah, they're going to be great, but I'm really looking for all the real kind of like intricate behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, you want features. You
Yeah.
want better gameplay. And you know what? If we have an escort mission, how about the person not be a total idiot?
Yeah.
That's not asking for too much.
I don't want that for any system. Is that too much to ask for when you're doing an escort mission? That the person, when the person's following you, could they not die or run into a wall and die or get shot and run into bullets? Please. Oh, better yet, no more escort missions.
Well, I mean, how about this? How about the escort mission
That's
is
just
you are being escorted by some bad mofos?
I would take that.
That would be awesome.
And it's your job to kind of
Not die.
just not die and
die.
hang out.
That would be that would be fun. I'm so sick
might
of
be
escort
alright.
missions.
Yeah, because
That could be interesting.
in some games they try to do stuff like that where it's like, oh yeah, you're with all these soldiers, and then a couple of them die.
Yeah.
I'm looking at like the Modern Warfare games.
Yeah.
They try to make like
Don't look
squads.
at those games; they'll burn your eyes.
Yeah.
Hey, now, I like Call of Duty. Sorry that you guys don't.
Oh hey,
I like
I
it.
used to like Call of Duty back when it was.
Now I'm sorry
Call
that
of Duty
people hate on
4.
Activision. They hate on Activision. It's the big evil in the video game company.
Well, it's because they
I was
ruined.
real excited to buy Call of Duty 4.
Call of Duty 4 was outstanding. Then Call of Duty 6, I guess, was not.
No, I'm not thrilled that they're coming out with a new one this year. I'm not thrilled at all.
Well,
What's it going to be now? I mean, is it
like
is it
like
Modern
they're going to
Warfare
avoid
4?
coming out with one.
Yeah, I'm content with Black Ops 2. I'm content with that right now. It's a fun game. I get my spy stuff. I get my future tech. I get my old school stuff, and it's got some good,
Yeah.
Okay, let's. I wanted to say real quick because you're going to bring up David Cage in a minute. If he's on next, right? Are you even going to bring up David Cage? You got him in there at all? I don't care. That's the guy from Quantic Dreams, right?
I actually
think so.
was going. Yeah.
Let me just rock this out real quick.
Yeah,
Because,
he's on here.
frankly, I don't like him. All right, I think his games are overhyped.
Really?
I think I have Fahrenheit. It's cool, but I got bored.
Did you ever play Indigo Prophecy?
That's Fahrenheit.
What?
It's one of those things where it's a game over here has this name and over here has that name.
No, I only ever played it as Indigo Prophecy.
Well, it's Indigo Prophecy, but also some people call it Fair. Anyways,
Okay.
they've
I
only
didn't know
made
that.
like 3 games, and one of them
Yeah.
was Heavy Rain.
Did you play Heavy Rain though?
I'm just sick of the hype because it's like the Walking Dead game.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
Well,
it's an interactive movie,
yeah,
which is fine.
which is perfectly fine because that is a completely acceptable form of game.
yes.
No.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Why not?
didn't have to play Heavy Rain.
It's
I
interactive.
let
It's
two
an
best
interactive
friends
experience.
play Heavy Rain for me. I watched the whole thing
because it was just a movie for you at that point.
It was
It's
just,
like
it was a.
Well, that's why you don't care because you're not in it. You're detached from it. The whole part.
No, I was totally involved in it. I was totally involved in the story. I was totally involved in it. But I don't need... it just was...
Okay. Would you say it was a good experience, but it wasn't really a gaming experience?
Yes.
Okay. That's just my thing, where he's like, I am a gaming god, and then flinch.
I don't think he's really.
First,
I don't think he's
the-
ever
I
like
think
that.
people are saying that, though. That's my problem.
People are saying that, but I really don't see that. Like, that guy comes off like he seems really nice, and he really cares about progressing the technology of stuff and the way that they're
So
able.
is Cliffy B, but we don't...
The different rendering techniques. That's Cliffy B is just busy going around driving his cars and stuff.
Well, he's also
Posting pictures of them on
saying
Twitter.
he wants to help various companies get better.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, Capcom, how about you stop making Crapcom? See what I did there?
Yeah, I see
No,
that.
you don't really care.
Capcom?
It's terrible.
No, I'm still pissed at Capcom.
The Capcom stuff that they showed looked really good.
How about I get a
really
Mega Man game? Screw Capcom. I can't get Mega Man Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom. I can't get Mega... I can't... They got so lazy with Mega Man on his 25th anniversary that they had to get some outside many people...
The creator of Mega Man doesn't work at Capcom anymore. That's why.
Yeah, but that doesn't... They own the...
He
They own the brand anyway.
Yeah.
Well, who made was it Mega Man 9? That was the most recent one. That was just old school, jump up and down. That's
9
like
and 10, yeah, they
9
made
and 10.
9 and 10.
Okay, he wasn't involved in those at all, right?
I don't know.
I was thinking he wasn't. I could
don't
be wrong.
remember.
But I'm just saying, like, if he wasn't involved with that, then
Yeah.
maybe we could make like a Mega Man X game or something.
I was
that's
really
3D
hoping.
or-
I was really hoping that they would do like there were. I mean, it's completely unrealistic, but yeah, I was sitting there just like everybody else, probably waiting for them to say, "Hey, got this Mega Man Legends game that we're working on, by the way. Here's a logo. We'll see you at E3." Like, that would have been great. That would have made my day. I would have cried.
All they have to do is make that a halfway decent game,
it's not going to happen, though.
and it would sell.
That's too much like right.
It would sell, but it's
Capcom.
not going to happen.
Let's move on.
That's why they canceled that 3DS game. Square Enix announced that they're going to have a new Final Fantasy title announced
Now,
at E3.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second. Is it like Final Fantasy 15?
I don't know.
I mean, like, what do you think? Is it going to be that?
It's
or
not.
Is it,
They said new, so it's not versus 13.
and it's not another side story game. You think it might be?
This is why I want Kingdom Hearts 3.
I don't know.
This is why I hate Square
See,
Enix.
I'm fine. I am perfectly fine with playing more Final Fantasy games. I like all of them. They are all good RPGs that hit that spot.
Even
Easy.
14?
They're not all good.
14. Well,
X2 sucked monkey turds.
11 and
That
14.
was gross.
11 and 14 do not count.
Okay, alright, so we're going to get rid of those.
11 and 14 are discards. They
What
do
el-
not count because they are not regular Final Fantasy games. They're MMOs.
X2 should be thrown out then.
X2
X2 was
X2 was a
garbage.
great game. That
X2
game was a lot of fun.
X2 sucked monkey turds.
That game
Yeah.
was a lot of fun.
Hard.
Is that your new catchphrase?
You just didn't.
Yeah,
You just,
that's what I'm doing.
you just didn't.
That's
you
gonna be on
weren't
the
good
t-shirt.
at the.
You suck monkey turd.
You weren't good at the dress spheres.
I don't think anyone
wants to be good at dress spheres. Thank you.
It
Oh,
was a good game. It
But-
was fun.
I just don't like the Final Fantasy games. I tried so hard to like them. I liked the old ones.
But you didn't pass the tutorial on Final Fantasy 13.
Dude, I got so bored with
It
Final
only takes
Fantasy
10
games.
hours. You gotta
Hey,
give it at
Square
least 10
Enix.
hours.
Okay, how...
Can I? You know what? If Square Enix wants me to buy one of their games, wants to buy their Final Fantasy games again, give me a redone 7.
That's what everybody wants. But
yes,
I can play Final
yes.
Fantasy 7 anytime I want on my PSP.
Okay.
So I'm
No,
fine.
you don't. I want a redone 7.
I do too.
Don't get me wrong.
It's not
Final
gonna happen.
Fantasy as a publisher... Or, I'm sorry, Square Enix as a publisher does put out good games.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
put out great
But
games.
I'm just sick of Final Fantasy in any way, shape, or form. They just need to stop. Then you need to go back to the drawing board, come back with an action RPG that makes sense. Because if you look at the Western games, they're
But
all
see that-
superior.
That's not what
That's
people
what I want.
want, though. That's not
Really,
what.
if you look at the
That's
sales...
not what that's not what the fans of Final Fantasy want. They don't want that.
And guess what? Those are dwindling numbers. There's
Yes,
there's
dude.
not enough people
There are
to
not enough
validate
hardcore-
doing
The only
that.
reason that the Final Fantasy fans are dwindling is because of the abuse they get.
I think it's because it's the abuse from Square Enix. Because Final Fantasy 13, not so good. That's just... I'm sorry. I
They're
played
tired.
it.
They're tired.
I played it and I got so bored. I mean, the
And
graphics were
what
okay.
they need to do is Nate's right. What they need to do is go back to the drawing board because fans are tired of the same crap. Take a break. Take like 2 years off. Say no Final Fantasy for 2-3 years.
They do take two or 3 years off. They always take 2 or 3 years off, and then they come back and they're like, "Hey, here's more versus 13 that we're not releasing."
Maybe they take a 10-year break. No Final Fantasy for a while. Make the fans hungry for it again.
But
I'm
actually,
always hungry for Final Fantasy.
deliver on it in a
You're a
good way.
hardcore Final Fantasy
I
fan.
love Final Fantasy.
Well, why don't you go get all the bravest then?
Shut your dirty mouth. don't you speak of that here.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I'm too busy with the microtransactions that don't make sense. I don't
Wow.
understand this game.
Bravo, Nick.
Unlock random
that
character 1 for 99 cents. Unlock random character 2 for 99 cents.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
No.
Here, I'm going to go buy the $20 version of their DS game. Hold on. Wait, I'm not.
Hey, The World Ends With You is a great game. And
That is a good game. I will give you that.
and you should buy it on your iOS device because,
It's not on Android, is it?
I don't know.
I'm going to look that up right now. Okay, moving on.
But it's worth $17. Anyway, Drive Club. Holy crap, that was announced by a really weird guy that was really making people feel uncomfortable on stage because he was
Gotta have one of those.
really into cars, so much that you thought he might have a seizure. Like that dude liked some cars, but he announced Drive Club, and it looked pretty interesting. Like it looked good. I mean, realistic car racing game, with social features.
Yeah.
I like racing games. They're fun.
What they do with the racing.
I'll
Okay.
probably play Forza.
I'm
Like,
gonna side with him on this because I do like some decent racing games. You like the
I like the full sim.
yeah, you like the full sim, balls to the wall. This is how it drives game.
Yeah.
I'm more the arcade racer, and Marquise, he just hates racing games.
I can't.
Because he doesn't have a car in
Okay.
real life.
Oh, you had to bring it up, huh?
He
All right,
doesn't
all right.
know what it's like
You
to
had
be
to
behind
bring
the
it
wheel.
up, huh?
I gotta say, since you don't like the racing games, does that make you racist?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was horrible.
That's bad.
That was terrible.
We're gonna put that one back in the
that's
closet
show,
there.
folks. We'll see you next week
I'm gonna go hang myself
on the Brain
now.
Trust, because this is over.
Oh.
But
Wait, we
no,
won't see you next week.
Yeah,
It's
that's
over.
right. It's over. We're done.
I like the old school racing games. I like Cruising USA and Cruising the World. Those are fun. Throwaway racing.
Daytona.
Yeah, those are fun.
Na, 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 na.
Racing games now are just
Daytona.
monkey turds.
All right, what about Mario Kart?
It's not a racing game.
That is a racing game.
It's Mario Kart.
Yeah, but it's still
Total
a racing
difference.
game. No, it's still a racing game. Like, what the
Shut it. It's Mario Kart.
split second?
When you talk
Split
about racing
second is
games,
like
you talk
that.
about racing games, and then you talk about Mario Kart. It's on a totally different level than a racing
That's a
game.
kart racer.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, though, you
Eh,
race.
Yeah, you do race.
Okay, we gotta be specific about what type of race it is. I don't like car racing games.
Okay.
Yep.
There.
You are not a Forza man or GT man.
No, even though I got a free copy of Forza when I bought my PlayStation 2, I played it once and I almost threw it against the wall.
You didn't get a copy of Forza when you bought your PlayStation 2.
And I'm sorry, my Xbox,
Gran Turismo.
whatever.
Well, okay. Yeah, you got the.
I got the Xbox, yeah. Whatever. See, that's why.
360.
That's how I care.
I caught you!
That's how much I care about racing games. I don't even care what kind
You
it
don't even
is.
know what system it's on. Anyway, they announced a new Infamous game. Sucker Punch announced a new Infamous game. Second Son. Dude looks like he has fire powers.
And it's not the same dude from the other Infamous
It's
games.
not. No, it might be his son. Because they spelled it S-O-N.
Could it be the second son?
It might be his second son.
$1 million.
Because-
What? What?
A new Final Fantasy title was announced by Square Enix.
Why are you bringing that up again? You go to the corner. The corner.
They showed more Watch Dogs. Remember Watch Dogs from last year's E3?
Phenomenal.
They
I thought it was.
Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing some more and finding out, what kind of game this might possibly be.
Yes.
I still don't really know what kind of game it might be, but it looks cool. I can run around and hack stuff. I kind of know, like, my phone can analyze how likely somebody is to commit a crime and pick out a victim, and then I can go rescue them, but I'm not a cop, because I just destroyed a cop car.
You're kind of a
And
terrorist, I think.
yeah, I don't understand. And then the thing that keeps, I keep getting puzzled, because at the end of each of the trailers, they always do this thing where they're like, you're seeing the character that the demo was playing as from a different perspective, and it's almost like another player is trying to capture that player by using security cameras, and then they're sending in cops or something. Doesn't that seem? Do you guys
so
kind of
awesome.
get that feeling?
Like
Yeah, a
a
little
like
bit.
a cops and robbers type of game.
Yeah.
Where like certain players would be cops. certain
I
would be
kind of
robbers.
got that feeling from both
That
of the things
would
they've
be
shown.
Amazing.
And that has me just thinking about so many different types of gameplay scenarios that you could have. It'd be so crazy, wouldn't it? And the way they're trying to do all this open-ended multiplayer stuff on the PS4, I mean, it really seems like that could be a possibility.
But isn't it also coming out for the PS3? Is that one of those?
That
'cause
does not look like a PS3 game.
I have
I don't think it's
heard.
going to be a PS3 game.
I have heard that it's coming out this fall, if not sometime next year,
if it
and
does,
it could be on both.
if it does, that'll be disappointing because then,
Well, what if?
anytime stuff is hamstrung like that, it ends up being disappointing.
But what if it's an Assassin's Creed deal? Don't be firing that in here. Don't be firing that.
My hand's even on the trigger.
Put the shotgun down, Marquise.
Which one is that, by the way? Read the.
It's the orange and white one and blue one.
It is the rough cut 2x4.
Nerf.
The Nerf Elite in Strike.
It's
Or
Nerf
nothing.
or it's... Well, it might be something. But
There you
Well-
go, Nerf. Free plug for the day. Send us free stuff.
Please. Well, we have to start doing those videos where we are shooting Nerf guns. And
No, we're
comparing
gonna. Well, I'm already working on that. We're gonna have a whole.
I don't know. This says that Watch Dogs from Ubisoft will be PS4. I really don't think they would have it for two Sony systems at the same time.
Nope.
I think that's silly. That's a waste of development time. That's a waste of publishing time. I mean, something like that, that's a big draw for a PS4, because people have seen that. People have got a lot of hype behind that game, even though they don't really know what it is yet. And, you know, it looks nice. It has interesting features. And I think that would be a good draw.
It looks amazing, and I could see it going next gen. I just don't want to have to spend money on next gen console anytime soon.
I'm ready. I'm ready to
I know
spend.
you're ready.
I'm ready for a next gen console.
I'm ready for next gen console.
I'm really ready for it because I want new stuff, and I feel like stuff is just kind of fluctuating at the top of the spectrum.
We're hitting a wall.
Yeah,
Okay,
stuff is just kind of up there in the air, and it's just kind of fluctuating. Like, some stuff hits that wall, and then the next couple games bounce down, and they're subpar. And then stuff goes back up and hits the wall, and then it drops off. And we're just kind of been there for like a year or two now.
Here's where I'm taking up from Marquise. Okay, you have a terrible television.
I don't have a terrible television.
You bought your TV so long ago, and you're going to get this system. Your TV isn't even 1080p.
No. My TV looks really, really good still.
And this has the potential for output at 4K.
Not for games.
Not for games, for movies only, but there's
Movies
not going to be that much that
movies
does
and media.
that.
There's
so.
not going to be much that doing that anyway. And I'm not buying a 4K TV, because why?
Sorry, guys. I'm just hyperventilating. I just checked my Twitter feed, and Micheal Bay is killing us again. Megan Fox is going to be in the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Marquise, you look like you're really having some trouble over there. I was actually concerned for you a second.
My childhood was just violated again.
So they're from space, and Megan Fox is probably
boobs!
April O'Neil.
It-
I bet she's April O'Neil.
She's not April
I
O'Neil.
bet she's April O'Neil.
Like, they didn't
Oh, she's
confirm it.
April O'Neil.
I bet she's April O'Neil.
Okay, once more with the Vader yell.
Oh, that's awful.
I got this from Deadline Mike on the Twitter feed, and I'm checking right now, and
That sucks.
that's
Why,
awful.
Micheal Bay?
I feel like I just lost a loved one.
Because he's not done ruining our childhood yet. He's not. He's not gonna be done until he destroys child. If he gets Voltron,
You know what
it's
he
over.
needs to make? Biker Mice from Mars.
That will be a movie for him to make.
I'd
Yes.
be okay with that, yeah. That or the shark dude was Street Sharks.
Sewer Sharks.
Street
Street
Sharks.
Sharks.
Yeah.
Street Sharks.
Sewer
Shark.
Shark.
Sewer
Great,
Shark, yeah.
yeah.
He should make Sewer Shark for Sega CD.
I would love that
the
movie.
movie adaptation of Sewer Shark.
Battletoads.
Turn and burn, rat breath.
He would do great with Battletoads.
Battletoads / Double Dragon, the game, now the movie.
The game, the movie.
Wow.
But not the Turtles. The Turtles have too much of a story.
That's really sad.
Especially since the last thing they put in theaters was actually pretty good
yes.
for Turtles. But anyways,
I enjoyed that.
The CG one, I enjoyed
That was
thoroughly.
fun. One of the announcements that surprised me the most at Sony's press conference meeting 2013 event, stream, live blog thing, all of a sudden, Chris Metzen walks out. Chris Metzen walks out. You guys are blank.
No, I'm sorry. You totally lost me. I don't even know who he is.
this is a PlayStation guy. Does he do PlayStation stuff?
What's he do? E?
Chris Metzen is the dude at Blizzard.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
He writes-
right. Yeah,
he's the
this
big
is
lore
going.
guy.
See,
I know where this is going.
He walked out.
I hate Blizzard. I play their games, but I hate them.
He walked
Yeah.
out, and I was like, oh, StarCraft Ghost? That was the first thing that popped in my head.
You're
Like,
wrong!
That was the first thing that popped in my head. He walked out, and I said, oh, StarCraft Ghost. It's been in development all this time. They've just been waiting for the right moment to bring it back. And because blue is a color that is in StarCraft Ghost, and PlayStation is typically blue in color, then StarCraft Ghost.
They hurt you, didn't they, Eli?
Guess what's coming out, guys, for the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4?
Oh, I know, but go ahead and tell me.
Diablo 3!
Again, Blizzard sucks.
That is the most disappointing. I went from so excited, like way up in the sky, excited.
He hurt you, didn't he?
And then he said, let me show you what's coming. And then it was just the Diablo 3 logo, how it does the 3 slashes down, and then...
That's how I felt. Just think. That's how I felt
And
a couple minutes ago.
I said, damn it.
Well, it just seems...
That was the exact reaction. I just went, damn it.
That's like the least... That's the most underwhelming thing they could have done.
It really is. Like, you have this awesome... You come out and you announce this partnership with Sony, and then you think that people are going to get hyped for Diablo 3? People aren't even hyped for Diablo 3 on the PC anymore. Like, like nobody cares about that game anymore.
They're trying to bring it back, and they're trying to reinvigorate it, but they can't do it.
Don't get me wrong, I might end up buying it and playing it.
You never got Diablo 3?
No, I have Diablo 3 on my PC.
Oh, you're talking about for the PlayStation.
I'm talking about for the PlayStation. I might get it. I don't know.
I wouldn't.
It depends on how they release it.
Well,
like,
if you can get
what I'm hoping is that because I own it on my Battle.net account, that they might just give me some kind of incentive and say, like, hey, if you already own this, if you buy it from the Blizzard store, or you buy it from PlayStation Network, then you get a discount, or
you get it
something
for free.
like that. Or hey, give it to me for free if I'm a WoW Annual Pass subscriber.
I mean, they do that with one game at a time, where it's like, oh yeah, you bought this game and you lost the physical copy. Well, you registered it with us, so you can download it for free.
It would be cool. I mean, since I already have it, I mean, it's not like it's going to be a different game. It's going to play a little bit different.
If you can keep all your stats and stuff, that would be worth it. Otherwise, no.
Yeah, I agree. If you could it might be worth it to buy it just if you can transfer your characters. Because, there's times when I don't want to sit down at my PC and play a game. And I would be happy to sit and play some Diablo in a different way with a controller. That could be interesting. It'd be a little bit more action-y, even. So that could be kind of, But really, is that the announcement you bring out? Like, you bring Chris Metz in there, and everybody sees Chris Metz in there, and they're like, oh, it's Chris Messin! What's he going to announce? It's a new Blizzard IP? Is he bringing back... is Blackthorn coming back? Like, a new Lost Vikings game?
Don't even suggest.
Is this going to be a new Lost Vikings game? What? Oh, Diablo 3?
No.
I hate you, Chris Metzen. Get off the stage.
Okay, here's this is what's killing me about this press conference. Press conference. It is a setup for E3, and because Chris Metzen was there, it is also a setup for what's coming this year?
BlizzCon!
Which they didn't have last year,
They
did
didn't have last year.
Even though Diablo 3 came out.
Well, that's why they didn't have it, because they had so many, like, skillets on the stove, or
they also had
in the pot, or
what was it, the Panda expansion come out, right?
Fire.
So they released two things.
They released two things last year. I'm impressed.
Which is amazing.
And hey,
I blame Activision for that.
We're real close to Heart of the Swarm.
We are close to Heart of the Swarm, so maybe
comes out March 12th.
Is that another Warcraft expansion?
No, that's StarCraft expansion.
I'm sorry, I don't play StarCraft.
I'm not going to say it's an expansion, because it's a game. It's StarCraft 2, the game, part 2. Like, it's a full game.
Now, you are hardcore into the, gaming athlete aspect, so I can see you getting excited and buying it day one. I am not, and
it's not even that. That's not even the reason, because I am awful at StarCraft 2 multiplayer. I'm
worse
bad.
than you.
I do not have the mental capacity to remember all the shortcuts and become fast and efficient at it. I know all the strategies. I know what I need to do. I just can't react fast enough, and I don't have enough time to sit there and get good at it. But I know the strategies because I watched StarCraft 2 like it's going out of style. Like, I watched some StarCraft 2 matches. Like,
I just don't see a point in releasing this game as a multiplayer and single-player game when all I want is the single-player component
It's going to be the same price whether they split it up or not, so it doesn't really matter. You're getting...
Well, I thought over in, like, Korea they did, like, a single-player
That's
thing.
because in Korea they did a thing where you could subscribe to it, and,
oh my gosh.
and like, instead of buying it, you could, like, have a subscription to it and play it at internet cafes. Because there are people in Korea that don't, like, I guess they don't have computers and they don't buy software that way. It's a different type of market. That's the only reason they did that.
Yeah, the internet cafes are kind of nuts. They're like, yeah, we're going to go to the internet cafe.
Like, you could pay
what about
to
your
play
kids? Oh, I don't care
for
about
a
my
couple
kids.
hours.
My kids can die for all I care. And they do die.
I mean, it's not that bad.
No, that happens. Not often.
It happened like twice.
The fact that it happened, man. I'm going to go
It happened
to
in
internet
America,
cafe.
too. People have ignored their kids and let them die because they were playing Warcraft or something stupid. Or sitting there playing Call of Duty.
Well, in America, though, we have the thing where the kid kills his mother because she unplugged his Xbox or whatever.
Well, I mean, you're going to have that everywhere.
God, don't even get us started about that because
You're going to have that with human beings.
Yeah,
because
I
I'm telling you right
that's
now,
not...
we're in for a fight with that. We're in for a fight with that stuff, with that whole shooting stuff. Because he played violent video games in his basement game room. Oh no, if violent video games makes you a hardcore killer, then playing Madden 2012, I'm the best football player on the planet.
Oh! Knuckle up. Bam. Yeah, that's...
It's...
Alright, let's, I tell you
It's too
what.
political, but...
Can we... I want to bring up one last thing, because we're running out of time.
Yeah, I literally just have one more thing. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is it. The same thing. We're on the same page.
Same thing, we're on the same page.
Let's do it!
My personal highlight, as far as games that were announced and shown at the press conference, Bungie came out. And they showed me some Destiny. They showed me my Destiny.
I'm a little excited.
Is Destiny exclusive to PS?
No. This is
but
an
they are
Activision
producing
game.
exclusive content for the PlayStation.
4.
For the PlayStation 4.
And it's going to be on the PlayStation 3.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because it's a
screwing over the PlayStation
it's a
3 deal.
multi-platform game. They are producing exclusive content, which is a little bit of a twist of a dagger to Microsoft.
Yeah.
I was surprised by that. I
saw that coming. That's
big.
They jumped.
Sony threw a lot of money at them.
Oh yeah.
And they got what they wanted. Obviously, it's going to come out everywhere because it's Activision.
Yeah.
But I might have to buy it on PS4 because I like me some extra content.
It depends on what the content actually is. And also it depends on...
It depends on, like, if I just have to wait, like, a month and then I can get it on my Xbox, then...
Yeah. No, that's...
I'll get the Xbox version.
Side note, Jonathan Blow, new game.
Yeah, The Witness. I skipped over that one because of time, but...
But I just want to bring this up, we're not going to talk about the whole game now, because we'll find out more later. But,
yeah.
The thing that I found interesting was it was an exclusive launch title, which means there's going to be a
launch window. Launch window is what he said. Which is really unusual. Jonathan Blow hates that kind of stuff. And that kind of surprised me, because he hates
money,
like making deals like that, and he doesn't like any of that kind of stuff, like the real shady kind of underbelly of the game industry.
They're probably throwing so much money at him that
he probably needed some money to finish that thing, because he's been working on it for a while.
Yeah, Braid came out in 2008.
Yeah,
so he's been working on it since
he's been working on it for a long time.
I'm kind of scared for Microsoft because they're losing the battle of exclusives.
That they've lost. I just got.
But you don't know what they've got.
But you don't know.
That's true. Like
we don't. We have
as
Microsoft.
Of now,
Microsoft is holding all of the cards right now.
Okay, well, let's say this: the war of exclusivity right now
has just begun.
Or for this generation,
threw down the gauntlet.
For this generation, they
with
lost.
With Bungie, yeah, they lost. With the current generation, they've lost. They've lost big. They lost when they lost Mass Effect.
That's kind of
Mass
a good
Effect
point.
had such a bad
Mass Effect 2,
left such a bad taste in everybody's mouth though. By the time it was over, it doesn't matter that they lost it.
It did, but
it really doesn't matter that they lost it.
Deuce. Mass Effect 2. That game was so outstanding, though.
That game was great.
That should have been a 360 exclusive.
They should have just ended it there.
Oh, or not made 3.
Or I would have liked it that they'd have made 3 like they wanted to make 3. If your shepherd died, your shepherd died. there was no comeback. You had a brand new character, and your brand new character had to save the galaxy.
That would have been cool.
That would have been cool.
That would have been cool.
They could keep all the mythos, and they wouldn't have all the extra stuff.
And they could have made but they would have had to make a completely separate storyline if you were just some new guy.
That's the whole
But
point.
that
know.
would have been really easy, though.
No, it wouldn't have.
Yes, it would
To
have.
have 2 games in one game, that would be like making 2 games.
Well, they're already doing that with the way it's set up.
Yeah.
No. The way
With-
it's set up right now is just so A, B, C, dialogue option 1, 2,
Well,
and
your
3.
this would
shepherd,
just be-
your shepherd should have been allowed to die in the second one. If that's the case, your shepherd should have been allowed to die in the second one. He should have survived either way.
I'd be down with that.
Mass Effect.
It's a game.
It's a game
Game.
They're
that
making
people
more.
have played. They're making some kind
more.
of game. I don't know
They
what
can-
they're doing.
I wonder how
I
they're gonna...
probably won't play it.
Aw.
I'll give it a shot. I'll
Okay,
get
I'll
4.
play it.
I'll get 4
Who am I
shot.
kidding? I'll play all the games.
All right, back to Destiny. Let's just quickly. They had the big reveal on Sunday.
Yeah, they had
The
it like a
actual
week ago.
game-
They had it like a week ago
Was
almost.
it a week ago?
It was almost
I
a
thought it
week
was
ago.
Sunday.
Yeah, it's probably
It might have
okay.
been Sunday. I don't know.
I thought it was
Days-
Sunday because Sunday
days
was
of
a
the
big
week.
reveal, and then on Monday there was an announcement from WWE that I didn't care
I
about.
sit in a chair and talk endlessly for 40 hours a week. I have no idea what day anything happened.
It was yesterday. No, okay, so
Sure.
Destiny.
It probably was.
There's a spaceship from the visitor or something.
The Guardian.
The Guardian, and
Or the Watchers. What is it called? I already forget what it's called. It's a thing.
it's kind of
It's a
generic.
big sphere. Yeah, it's kind of generic, but it's in the
The Traveler.
The Traveler is what it
Okay.
was. Is the Traveler, and then you play as Guardians
Okay, of the Traveler ship.
of the Traveler and the city that it's over.
And then people from outside of that area are coming to try to take over the city that is a mecca of sorts,
Well,
right?
people and aliens, it seems. Like, the rest of the galaxy, like, mankind has finally, like, built itself back to where it can travel out again after this great big apocalypse. And they're not alone in the world, so there's aliens, they're going to all these other planets. There's so much potential for this game, and Bungie has such amazing artists working for them. Like, so amazing looking. Like, all the stuff just looks so nice.
Okay, I have to say one thing though. There's just, but it's not a negative thing. I'm going to use a word though that is negative. It is slightly derivative of their Halo work, but it seems, but
That's their style, though.
yeah, that's their style. So it's not really. It's just the next evolution for them.
Yeah, it's
in
the
terms
next
of
logical
style.
step. Yeah, I mean, because that's their thing. Their aesthetic is really gorgeous landscapes, really natural environments, high technology.
Pretty much.
That's like, hey, look at this meadow. Let's stick a big pylon in the middle of it that shoots lasers into the sky.
It makes no sense, but it's freaking
Like,
awesome.
It looks awesome.
Halo Combat Evolved coming out soon.
And like big skyboxes, like they always have the best skyboxes.
They really do. I'll
Nobody
give them
does a
that.
skybox like Bungie.
I do like a lot of the stuff
Nobody.
Bungie's put out over the years. Myth. Remember Myth?
Yeah.
I loved me some Myth back in the day.
Yeah, it's good
Don't
stuff.
know why.
Marathon.
Soulblighter. Marathon. Yeah, I was surprised they didn't do some sort of marathon thing. But this might be some sort of marathon thing for all we know. We just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the idea of it. Like, I didn't want to like Destiny because of the whole, like, hey, Halo fans, suck it. You know, that was the message I got from Bungie. I know it really wasn't that way, but that's how I took it. You know, like, we're going to pass it on to a bunch of ex-Bungie guys.
They were
and-
just done
and
with it.
professionals.
I
They're done,
like
yeah.
being an artist. I understand like why they would want to move away from that. Like I understand like the need to like after you've done the same thing over and over and over again, that you know, and you feel that you've completed it. Like just because there's a need for more Halo, like there's a demand for more Halo.
Yeah, we want more Halo.
That doesn't mean that they should just be a slave to that for the rest of their life just because they
No.
created it. Like,
I understand that. I just feel like,
it,
I don't know. Maybe Microsoft was just like, you know what? You can't do anything but Halo, so shut up.
and
Like,
I really
probably
feel
that's
like
what it
I
was.
really feel like that's what it was, and they were feeling a lot of pressure from that. So they, you know, having all the power in that situation, they
Exactly.
said, you know, after 3 we're gonna go, and after
Well, after Reach.
Reach and ODST we're gonna go, and because we want to do other stuff because we're awesome.
But
hey, here's some of the people that worked on our previous games.
some of those people love that.
We're
They
gonna
love the
let
lore.
them go, and you can have them, and they're capable, and they'll make you a good Halo game from here on out. And
I think they did.
They did. They
did
made
great,
a
yeah.
good Halo game. Do I like the Prometheans? Not really. Not really at all. Do I like the Promethean weaponry? Not so much. Was that an amazing looking game? Yes.
Yes,
Did
it
that
was.
game have an amazing story? Yes, it did. Was I in tears at the end of it? I might have been. I'm not going to tell you guys.
I think.
I think, did, bro.
Well, all right, Marquise, you're the only person here. You're not really that big of a Halo fan because you didn't like Combat Evolved.
Did you watch the end up? Did you?
Dude,
You have no feelings on Halo?
You really?
You
okay.
beat it.
Combat
Did you see the
Evolved
legendary
hurt
ending
me.
yet? Did you go online and watch the legendary ending? Because I don't know what part consists of the legendary ending. Because that's the only way I beat the game. I only played it on legendary.
Well, the legendary ending is. I don't want to give too much away, but that's where we see a certain something. Right? That's what you're talking about?
yeah,
Or is there
you
more to
do.
it? Because I'm pretty sure.
I think
I
that
beat
might be the legendary ending
I beat
because
it
that is after the
legendary-
credits.
Legendary co-op. And
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, so I think me and what was it? One of our subscribers beat it.
Yeah,
So-
and I think well, you know what? Halo 4 has been out a long time now, so
in video game terms,
we are outside of the spoiler warning area, but spoiler warning. At the end of that game, the part that got me the most was when Cortana saved Chief at the end of that game. And then she apparently used all her power. She shows up in one last instance to say goodbye to him. And she just kind of puts her hand out. Like, I don't know if she was she actually like a physical being at that point and could actually reach out and touch him, or was she just doing that as a symbol?
No, I think she was a physical being because I think she consisted of the same energy that the light bridge consisted of.
Okay.
So I think that's my opinion.
Yeah, that's kind of way it seemed to me too, was that she actually made physical contact with him because of the energy that she had gotten somewhere
Plus,
somehow.
what are the Prometheans?
And that made me sad. Like, I was like, oh, at that point I was like, oh,
Yeah. Well, no, this is like a...
is Halo 5 not going to have Cortana? Like,
Probably not.
what are they doing?
This is like at the end
That's
of,
what made me sad. I was like,
what is
oh,
it?
is that character gone now? Like, what?
Gladiator. If you haven't watched Gladiator yet, I don't care.
We're ruining everything for you.
If you were born when Gladiator came out, then go watch it.
We're ruining everything on
was-
this podcast.
It was supposed to be Mel Gibson, by the way, and not Russell Crowe, but
I'm
he
going to
turned
tell you
it
the
down.
ending to...
When he dies, if you shed a tear, it's okay. You're not a wuss because that movie is too badass. So there you go. I gotta say, it's one of those moments like Saving Private Ryan. If you get a little
Willis was dead the whole time.
yeah. Well, that's just a big spoiler in general.
Dude, that was great. He was dead the whole time.
Let me start him. No Shyamalan.
Batman lives.
What?
That's not a spoiler. That just sucks.
Ew.
Everybody
Yeah.
assumes Batman lives.
Yeah, pretty much. But also, Dark Knight Rises was not as good as everyone.
Spoiler alert! I'm Gotham's Reckoning.
Spoiler alert: Dread was the second best comic book movie of last year. So
Yeah. But yeah, I was really pleased with the way that Destiny looks and the little bits that they're teasing. They're showing enough in-game stuff to kind of give you a sense of what could be and let your imagination kind of go and say, are these other players that are walking around? Is that how connected this is going to be? And like, it just looks good, and good on them for getting a lot of money from Sony.
yeah, I gotta say, out of everything announced this week, the only thing I really care about is Destiny. It really is, and I'm not saying I'm super psyched for it. I'm interested. I can't wait to see what happens with
Because
Microsoft.
it's Bungie, and you know that they're awesome.
I can't wait to see what happens at E3. This E3 better be freaking outstanding.
Yeah.
or I
This
quit.
E3 has
Life.
got to
Not
be
life.
incredible, and I think that Sony needs to walk out on stage and drop a big curtain and say, "Hey, here's what the PS4 looks like." Because Microsoft might not be ready to show their console and what it looks like at E3.
That was the other thing. Then we'll wrap this up. Well, I have two things real quick. First off,
That's cool. That's a big week. We gotta talk E3.
we're not
hype
that
and
bad
stuff.
for time.
Yeah.
We're probably going to be about an hour 20, maybe 90 minutes.
That's fine.
But, okay, streaming. You can now stream games a la Wii U to your PS
To your
Vita.
Vita, yeah, I didn't.
Which is
I
pretty
didn't mention
cool.
that. Yeah,
That's awesome using, was it, how do you say the name? Is it Gaikai?
Gaikai.
Which is cool. And then the whole streaming thing, you're going to be streaming
The
your
coolest
old
thing,
games.
the coolest part of that, though, well, maybe that's the thing that was kind of weird about that part of the press conference is they were kind of cagey about that kind of stuff. Like, we'd like to. Wouldn't it be great if someday you could stream all your old games and just have them with you on your phone or on your Vita
You mean the
or on your
games
tablet?
that you had to buy again? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, I don't know. Would you have to buy them again, or would you just put them into your PS4 and it reads that and says, "Oh, you have that game"?
Or would it be I mail Sony every game of theirs
If
I
it's
have?
that, they can take a big old
Boopy.
poop, because that's not going to happen. I'm not giving them nothing.
I tell you what, go look up...
Why would I get rid of my games?
This is disgusting. Go look up space docking. They can go do that. UrbanDictionary.com. Don't.
Why would you? Don't tell people to do things.
That's disgusting. Don't do that. Do not look that up. There's kids around.
Don't worry, we're going to edit that out.
Are we?
You failed.
Are we? Are we?
But yeah, they did give people a reason to say, maybe I might like to have a Vita. PS4's coming out this fall. Maybe I should go ahead and get a Vita just to have it, so I get that expense out of the way, and then I can have all the full functions of the PS4. Now, that's probably they probably did cause a couple people to go out and buy Vitas, maybe 5 or 6.
Woohoo!
Which is like an increase in sales of like what?
3,000%.
Yeah, like 1,000,000%. So, but then when they announce a price drop at E3,
Right.
because what other Vita news are they going to have at E3? They got to say, I think it's got to be a price drop.
How about we have games?
That's not going to happen because the only games that are coming out are like in the next couple months. Like that's the
Yeah.
only ones that I even know about really, and they're not that great.
Yeah.
They're not.
No, it's
that
just
great.
they're holding for PS4. Everything's running for 4 right now.
But they did give people a good reason to at least consider hey, maybe I do need to get a Vita. There's a couple things on there I want to play. I like Persona 4. I could play that game a couple more times on the Vita.
I like a game that's not as good as the first Uncharted, but it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's a new game,
Yeah.
even though Uncharted 3 exists in
Well,
this
see, you
world.
can get that for free if you're a PlayStation Plus member. So, I mean, there's that. You can get a couple free games.
They'll probably, at E3 they'll probably announce.
They'll probably have
Uncharted
a bunch. Well, that would be nice, but Naughty Dog just wrapping up Last of Us, so they might not have had all the time in the world to work on Uncharted 4. So I don't know.
It depends on how big their studio is.
Their studio's pretty large, but
what I
it's
heard.
not. I don't know that it's big enough to support 2 huge games like that.
It's called Sony Say Get It Done money, and
Yeah.
if they want it done, it's going to get done.
Naughty Dog is not generally that kind of studio, though.
But basically, that's how 343 got Halo 4 done. They're like,
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, but they were also kind of allowed to have their own time.
Yeah, they had plenty of time between Reach and that.
Yeah.
So, well, I think they did a good job. Anyways,
But
Are we?
with the Gaikai stuff, there was one other point that needed to be mentioned because I think it's the most innovative thing that they're doing with the new stuff and all the streaming technology that they're going to have. They're talking about you can go on the PlayStation Network store. There's a new game that just came out to retail. Instead of having a demo for that game, how about just playing that game for 15 minutes or like they didn't say a time, but how about just like instantly click on that game and you're playing that game for a while. Or
if you want it, buy it.
If you want it, buy it, and then you can just continue playing. They're also doing the stuff like Blizzard does with their patches and stuff, where you just start downloading a little bit, and once it's downloaded like 5% of the game or something, you can start playing.
Which is smart.
Yeah.
It's like we got the first couple levels.
Because you're going to have, 20 gig game downloads?
Yeah.
Like, at least. Like, game downloads now on PSN are huge, because they're taking stuff from the Blu-ray and putting it on there. They're doing some kind of compression to it. They have to be, because the stuff is coming out way smaller than I would think it would be. But, like, I downloaded Infamous, the first Infamous, and it was like 8 gigs. And so, I mean, stuff is going to be 20, 30 gigs downloading. So, yeah, they have to have some kind of streaming thing like that, because nobody's going to want to buy stuff and then sit there for 7 days and download it on PSN.
Well, also, the internet's going to have to get faster, but that's another discussion.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
My internet definitely needs to get faster.
Your internet's terrible. I don't know what's up with that. But
Yeah.
okay, guys. We've had a very lengthy discussion. It's been a PlayStation 4-centric podcast.
Metal Gear Rising is an amazing game!
Thanks to all of you that watched the game. Sorry.
You guys.
I'm sorry, the
Easy.
game
Okay,
is
I gotta say
amazing!
this. All right.
We didn't do a what are you playing, so I had to get that out.
Well, we had so much to cover
I
on the
know.
PlayStation.
I know, I just wanted to say it. It's so good.
What kills me though is Final Fantasy 13's tutorial. In that time, you could beat Metal Gear Rising twice.
I could.
In fact, I bet you could beat it twice and then have 2 extra hours.
Yeah, I could.
So, suck it, Final Fantasy. All right, guys, that's it.
Buy more comics.
Thanks for listening to us here at the...
Play more games.
Jeez. Watch some movies, watch some TV. Don't spend your life thinking that you're wasting it. You're just enjoying culture. So,
Is that what you were going to wrap it with?
I just wanted to get that out there, you know? Yeah,
like-
this is culture. We are the cultured people.
We're wasting your time so you can do whatever you need to do for your life. Get on with it.
Something like that.
Yeah, that was, dude. You just killed it.
Yeah, I killed it on purpose. I'm a douche. All right.
Peace out, guys. We're out.
Next week.
Okay, so we're done now?
We're done.
We got like
We're
12,
done.
Reshook Night. What?
Hey, wait a minute.
12 false
Let's end
stops.
Let's end this thing on a high note.
That's not a high note. I don't know what's wrong with you people. All right. I'm Nathan. This is the Time Rust Brain Trust. Signing off. You have a great time, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Peace.